Namaste, dear listeners, and welcome to the Iowa channel Astro in with Avi, Oneness in Astrology and Spirituality, bringing in awareness by Avi. I'm a psychic medium, astrologist, numerologist, monologist, tarot, karmic astrology, etc., etc., etc. Now, thank you for all your positive feedback. For those of you that have messaged me on WhatsApp with your questions, well, we'll get to it. I know a few have messaged me like 4 and 5 messages one time um, on questions that I need to answer. I'll get to it one by one. But thank you. Keep them coming in. It's only through your questions that I get an opportunity to actually come on the Spotify channel to create content. So I love the questions, but do understand that I'll get to them one at a time. And it's not that I'm ignoring one and going to the next person. It's not like that. It's just that I will look at it from a point of um, im- common interest. I'll see what's common between everybody, and I'll discuss that. First. So we spoke about how to overcome pain or to grow out of pain, and one of the methods is through the transmutation of energy. So here I'm going to talk about what is transmutation of energy. And the reason why I'm going to talk about it because it's a follow-up session from the previous podcast. So from a point of easy reference or from a point of reference, I've decided to split it into 2 different podcasts so that I can label it accordingly so that you understand. It becomes simpler to navigate. So let's discuss what is transmutation of energy. Now, if you go on Google, or you know what, let's do a live experiment here. What is transmutation of energy? Let's see what Google says. Now, Google says transmutation of energy is the process of converting one form of energy into another, a more useful form. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, which is very true, but it can be transmuted into a different form, which can help you tap into your potential. Exactly this. But let me explain it to a point where it can actually make sense to you and you can actually do something with it. Now, transmutation of energy is exactly what I do. As a medium, when you come to me, I transmute energy. I find a way to convert that energy that you are vibrating on and to transform it into a more useful form for you that you can find. So it's more like saying finding the beauty in the chaos. It's more like saying shifting consciousness. We have done a podcast on shifting consciousness. Now, for me, awareness for Abhi, for me, what transmutation of energy means, based on my experience, it means exactly this much. Based on my thoughts, based on my feelings, my emotions. By feeling a certain way, I am not happy with this feeling. Therefore, I shall take this unhappy feeling and I need to convert it into a happy feeling. I need to become happy. Why? Because I don't like being miserable. So therefore, I shall take all my thoughts and start to focus on something that I actually want. Something that I actually do want, which is going to bring me into a state of happiness. What are the things that I want? Okay, I want another car. I want a nice, decent car that's good on the handling, that's good on the speed, but actually also looks quite sporty, but at the same time very reliable, very comfortable, something like a SUV. Okay, now let me start manifesting this into reality. It's a thought. I see it. I feel it. Um, I'm actually driving it now, and I really like it. I like the comfort inside, the luxury. It's very luxurious inside. I'm actually smelling the leather inside. Okay, I actually want you to have leather. Okay, let me start working towards this. What's the cost of this? Okay, something around this year cost maybe about 300, 400,000 rand. Okay, this is my goal now. So already in a short period of time, I've already shifted my consciousness. I've now shifted my consciousness towards something that will look. I don't really do this for anything material, but in the beginning, I used to, and it's perfectly fine. After you get to a certain stage, it doesn't matter. You won't shift consciousness towards anything material. It will just dissolve on its own. But I'm talking to you, dear listeners. This is where it begins. It begins from this, where you need to shift your consciousness and look at your experiences, the things that are baffling you, the things that are bringing you pain. You don't want to feel this pain anymore. You have taken medication, you have tried sleeping pills, you have tried alcohol, you've tried numbing yourself, only to wake up the next day with more problems. Now you've realized the problem is actually in your mind and you need to sort your mind out. Perfect transmutation of energy. Now we shall take your mind and put it towards something that you actually do want. Remember, if you want happiness, you need to understand the things that bring you happiness. What if you don't know what will bring you happiness? Maybe you need to start doing some. You know what are the things that you would like to achieve in your life? Write it down and start to visualize it. And now start to shift your consciousness towards it. Let's get a bit more in depth. Let's work out the cost on it. Let's work out how many months it will take, how many years will it take for you to start saving on that. If it's not possible, okay, if it's not possible on my current income, let me work on a secondary income. Let me build a side hustle. A side hustle will provide for it. And the consequences of building a side hustle, your confidence will grow. When your confidence grow, you have less room for negative stuff. This is a very beautiful, simple way to explain this. Now, I've done this many times in my life. Personally, I've transmuted energy maybe over a million times, well over a million times. And you might think this is actually absurd that I'm using such a number. Well over a million times because I'm transmuting energy every day. There are a million thoughts that goes through everybody's heads every day, right? Okay, I don't have an exact number. I'm just exaggerating here. But how many thoughts are going through our head every day? And how many times I'm shifting consciousness? How many times I'm transmuting that into something positive? I'm speaking to different people every day. So I'm shifting consciousnesses all the time. And no sooner than later, once you become a master at this here, hardly anything will bother you in this world. In fact, you will look at things to bother you so that you can transmute energy because it's your passion. Hmm? So, guys, for me personally, awareness Ba'abi, transmutation of energy, is to look at a situation that used to baffle me. Now I use that same energy to create something good in my life because I need something good in my life. Therefore, in order to create something good, you get different people. You get people that are motivated from out of desire, and you get certain people like me that's motivated from pain. For me personally, I don't have any desires. However, when there's pain, this is when I start working. I'm a perfect example of somebody that is transmuting energy. I love to transmute energy. So there you have it, guys. Namaste, Jai Shri Ram, and I hope that you understand that. If not, you can only leave a comment for me to go more deeper, guys. This is a very deep question, and such a question requires a very deep explanation. But I can go hours on this here. But if you guys understand it, very good. Thank you and goodbye.